All right, good morning, tribe, and welcome to the Donut Shop at the beginning of the world. I am your host, Dr. Mark Merriweather Vorderbergen, coming to you live from Ravenscar, my backyard in northern Houston. Another chilly morning. Hey, good morning, Charles. Good morning, Cynthia. Our early risers showing up from YouTube. Appreciate it, guys. Guys, gals, people, humans. I don't know. Can we assume you're human? I'm assuming you're human. I'm tired. Understanding economics, it's not necessarily a comforting thing. Oh well. So be it. But there's coffee. Tribal blood coffee. All right, it is Thursday. And life is good, right? Life is good. Because inhaling followed by exhaling followed by more inhaling. I'm told that's the trick. Cool. So, yeah, looks like today is going to be really nice. And then tomorrow, at least in the Houston area, raining all day. Still haven't gotten a feel for how heavy it will be. This is kind of a bummer because we were supposed to shoot some more video for Medicine Man, Plantco, out in the wild. And if it's pouring rain, that ain't going to happen. So, we'll see. Hey, Kimberly. Happy Thursday. Other things up in, Trinity, right? I don't know. So I already packed my lunch for today, which is the same lunch I pack every day. A cup of soup and a big apple, a little bag of trail mix nuts. Today I threw in a Bang energy drink because I can tell the coffee isn't going to be enough. Oh, hey, Deanna. And the tribe. Hey, Dr. Merriweather and the tribals. Love for the caplets. Carplets. I just gotta think your house is fun. It sounds like you have a fun house, Deanna. Oh, hey, Seville. Foggy in Louisiana. Yeah, it's hazy here, but not too bad. It's the Chirpy and Merriweather show at the beginning of the world. Hey, John. Chirpy approves of that billing. I'm starting to think that Chirpy has a bit of an ego. I found if I start saying nice things about the Blue Jays, Chirpy gets upset. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Roxana. Hey, Dad. Good morning. Breakfast, bacon, eggs, and hash browns. Ooh. Like the hash browns. Man, I need hash browns. So the bang, yeah, I like the bangs. So I don't like Monster. Normally, my power drink of choice is Rockstar, because I found the Rockstar doesn't make me jittery. It just makes me feel really good. But there's a huge amount of sugar in the Rockstar, and I did a good job losing a bunch of weight, and I've noticed it's starting to creep up a little, and so I don't want that. But this workout, beast, super healthy beast I know, loves bangs, and so I started reading the ingredients and so forth, and there's very little sugar, and there's different flavors and so forth. The long story short, because I could go on forever, I like bangs. The black cherry bang It's not quite the same effect as the monster. It's not as powerful. Oh, sorry, it's the same effect as a rock star. It's not as powerful as a rock star. It doesn't make me feel superhuman. It just makes me get through the day on those rare occasions. I try and limit myself to one a week maximum. Today is that day. All right. Hey, Charles. Hey, Chris. Yeah, monsters are way too sweet. And with the monsters, like I said, the monsters make me jittery. I don't know what the combination is, but with the monsters, I don't feel good. With like I said, with the rock stars, I felt great, but there's just too much sugar in them. Ooh, okay. I have a friend that has been making his own spirits. I was wondering what plants native to North Texas, Parker County, would be interesting to utilize. Hey, that's a great question, Chris. So, I've worked with a number of distilleries and created some Texas gins and other things like that. I've actually created a cheat sheet of the different plants and the different flavors they would impart into alcohol for creation of spirits like this. I don't have it memorized. This is something I had to create because I don't have it memorized. But a few things off the top of my head are things like one of the big ones was the bottle brush. But there are others. Let me get back to you on that one, Chris. I'll send me a message. Remind me to print out the list, and tomorrow morning I'll talk about it. How's that? Because there are a lot of good ones, especially at Horsemint and a few others. Hey, good morning, Alicia. Yeah, Kimberly. If I say no to monsters, but try a rock star. And go from there. Charles in Dallas. Oh. All right, Jim Henson's Labyrinth is the best movie ever made. Changed my mind. It's a good movie. If along that vein, Dark Crystal blows Labyrinth away. I mean, yeah, Dark Crystal doesn't have David Bowie dancing around. But yeah. Hey, Linda. Thank you for the video. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I'm really intrigued by the plant. So, can you hear? Here, take it, Chirpy. I'm going to drink coffee. There's a lot of birds in here a lot of birds back here today. I'm so tired. Okay. Where were we? All right. Cool, Jennifer. I have great news. The neighbor's dog drugged the dead buzzard across the street. So stole it from your dogs, huh? Tribe, that is good news. One less stinky thing in life? Oh, yeah. Here's to less stinky. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm just hanging on right now, okay, folks? Open the doors. Hopefully someone has a good topic. What else is going on? They got the pig hunt coming up this weekend, so that'll be good. I'm really, really excited about that. Because now that I got Dad's smoker, I got plans for making my own bacon, and I want to make some hams, and I'm even thinking, even though I hated it growing up, head cheese. So if you're not familiar with the concept of head cheese, it's you put a full pig's head in a pot of some water and just simmer it for like 2 days, and all the fat and stuff melts off the head, and then you pick the meat off and you tear it into pieces. Oh, you throw some celery and seasoning and salt and pepper in there while it's simmering, and then you take the skull out and the gristle and scoop out any hair that you missed, and then you pour the resulting meat jello into a mold, and the fat and cartilage and goo and chunks of meat all solidify. And then, like, my parents loved it, but growing up I had an aversion to it. I refused to eat it. But I'm curious enough now in my as my youth fades and I enter middle age, to give it a try again. Whoop. Okay, but as I glance out the front window, my dog seems to have drug up something new and equally gross. All right. Why I'm so tired this morning? I was crunching a lot of numbers last night. Was figuring out things. And the answers weren't very good. So I had to stay awake much longer trying to figure things out. No, the cheat sheet wasn't on the website. There is, on the Foraging Texas, there's a thing about wild teas, and it has a number of flavors on there. But the cheat sheet, normally it's something I make, like distillers and stuff pay me for. Usually they pay me with alcohol. I need to change that, though. Yep, that's on my list. I need a sausage filler, though. Okay, does the hog head smell bad while you're cooking it? I don't remember it smelling bad. I mean, it smelled like, cooking meat, really, or a soup. In my case, it was just seeing this, melting hog's face on the stove for a day and a half, 2 days. It just creeped me out. But it's a lot harder to creep me out now, so I'm willing to give it a try. Ooh, okay, so Carol, good morning, Carol. Looking for suggestions on how to approach cataloging the plants growing on my property with scientific names. Okay, so Carol, are you, to dig into this a little, are you looking for guides to help you identify the plants, different, or what method should you use, or how to go about it? So let me start with how I would recommend going about it. Starting with the trees, the big trees, and figure out what trees you have, because those are usually one of the easiest plants to identify. Figure out what trees you have, then figure out what bushes you have, the smaller trees, and then see if you have any vines. So vines are also generally easy to identify. And then start working on the wildflowers and the weeds. And I would save the grasses for last, just because my personal preference, save the grasses for last, because there's a lot of different types of grasses. Identifying grasses takes a lot of effort, in my opinion. Once you get good at it, they can spot it right away. But I find start with the easiest and work to the hardest so you don't get frustrated and annoyed. As far as how to keep it, even something as simple as an Excel spreadsheet. And if you want, you could, if if you mark the locations, you could divide your property into a grid and label each grid, like they do on maps, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And so in square, in your spreadsheet, then you can put the squares of the grid that you found the plant. As far as guides to help you, if you go to the Amazon store, the Foraging Texas Amazon store, there's links through Foraging Texas. I list a bunch of plant identification books specifically for Texas there. So otherwise, we can talk more on that, or you can help clarify just what you want, and then we'll go from there. So what do you do with the skulls from your hunt? So the deer skulls I did not keep. I kept the antlers from the buck, and then I sent them off to this knife maker to have them used as scales for the knife. And then as far as the pig skulls, they just end up decorating the yard because pig skulls are really cool. So, yeah. What do you think? Do you think you can do a review of killer plant movies for Arbor Day? Ooh, that sounds cool. Yeah. Yeah, there's like The Happening and the Triffid. The Triffids. The Triffids is a good one. I like the Triffids. And even Invasion of the Body Snatchers, things like that. That could be interesting. That's a good idea, John. Let me think on that. Remind me. Send me a private message to remind me. But the buzzard came back. It couldn't stay away. It showed up in the yard the very next day. So I don't know if you remember the song of the cat. Yeah, I do. Hey, good morning, Tammy. Yeah. We've always lived our life very frugal, but it still isn't necessarily enough. You really like to shop? No Facebook notification? I don't. Facebook, usually they want me to pay to tell people, so I don't know. Ooh, okay. I hated cheddar cheese growing up. I met a guy locally that makes it. I buy it every time he has it available. It tastes like boudin to me. That's a great idea. Throw some boudin. I love boudin. Ooh, man. Now, Jason, now you got me drooling. Yeah. That's a good idea. Now I want to make the head cheese. Mom, Dad, I'm sold. Making the head cheese. Horror movies. Yep. Yeah, spiral notebook and a camera. Yeah, because once you start doing it, it's easy to get disillusioned, and you want to do this and you want to do that, and you jump around, you get really scattered. So if you stay focused, especially starting with the trees, once you've identified all the trees on your property, you feel really good. And then you go, okay, what's next? If you just start in a little area and circle outward, you get overwhelmed. So yeah, trees, then bushes, then vines, then the weeds and wildflowers, and then the grass, and go that route. And it allows you to segment the tasks, which is really important when you're doing something big like this. Oh, yeah. Tina has a great thing. And survey tape and a Sharpie. Write the name of the plant on the survey tape and wrap it on the branch, limb, vine, etc. That way you can track the plant through each season. Great advice, Tina. Absolutely wonderful advice. Tina, I can't see anyone's comment. Usually, Tina, when that happens, when you can't see comments, the fix seems to be reload the page and then they appear. So try that and see what happens. Ooh, pig skulls are cool. Yep, pig skulls are really cool. I have one I found. I collect those types of things. Recently discovered that is now called vulture culture. Cool. Yeah, and all my walks through the woods, I'm constantly finding skulls, and throughout the yard, I have a bunch of like pig skulls and coyote skulls and raccoon skulls and all this sort of thing. But over time, other critters have found them and have gnawed them all up. So, I mean, out in the woods, when an animal dies, the body decays, the vultures and everything is that, and then the bones are there. And then the bones are a wonderful source of calcium for a lot of animals. And so they come and gnaw on the bone. Last weekend up at Dallas at the class, we found a cow femur out in the woods, and you could see the gnaw marks on it. It looked like a porcupine from the size of the gnaw marks. It was pretty cool. Hey, Dana. Yep, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Plant 2B. I don't know. Uh-oh. Snippy time. Good morning, S. Herding cats today. 2 males and 1 female undergoing the change. Actually, Tina, I'm surprised you could do it in 4 years. Not anything on you, just the huge number of plants at your place. No scrolling either. The comments, 2 types of systems. Check your watchers, 9. I don't know. And I noticed there's only 18 people watching. Usually we have like 60, so I don't know what's going on. Facebook doing another thing? Let's see. Are there more horror movies about insect plant attackers or humanoid attackers? I would say there's more about humanoid attackers than insect or plant ones, if I had to guess. If that's what you're asking, are there more movies that involve humanoid attackers or more movies that involve insect plant attackers? I'm going to go with the humanoid because, all the vampire and werewolf movies and all that too. Now the question is, where does Swamp Thing come into that? Hey, Kiri. Good morning. Yep, mice love them. In the case of the femur we found, it had to be a huge mouse because each tooth mark was as big across as my finger, so it looked like sort of thing going on. Okay, yeah, Facebook Live is being screwy. I wonder if the big solar flares that have started up have anything to do with it. I don't know if, I guess, yeah, Wolf is gone. He won't be back till Wednesday, but yeah, the Northern Lights last night. So there was a big solar flare that was aimed directly at Earth, launched on the 7th, December 7th. It hit Earth last night around midnight with the the Aurora Borealis reaching down into Missouri. So that was amazing. That's one of the things I miss about Texas is not seeing the Northern Lights anymore, because it really is absolutely amazing. Hey, good morning, Donna. Facebook has stopped notifying me. Yeah, there's weird things going on. And now I am seeding. Yay, seeding! So freaking excited. More, Brunel, Actonisha, Mullen, Dandelions, and work on our riparian areas. Cool. Oh, you flatter me, Angelina. Nothing as cool as seeing Merriweather wearing a hoodie blanket, drinking from a steel decorative mug, talking about skulls and horror movies. Okay. Really need a campfire here now. Man, didn't show up in the notifications. All right. I don't know what's going on. And then I got another notice. The YouTube has decided the episode of Merriweather's World where I talked about plants that help prevent or fight cancer was inappropriate for children, and so you have to be 18 or older to watch it. I don't know why. Hey, Joanna, good morning. Yeah. And then, of course, the usual Amazon battles and all that, and supply chain issues, and I love you guys. That's why I'm here. I'm just tired. Not tired of you all. You all are why I'm not more tired. Ugh, weird. So no notifications. You know, maybe what I need to do, so I can schedule things Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So with the StreamYard, I can schedule things out 7 days in advance. So maybe I'll just set up, every Sunday or something like that. I'll set up the week's donut shop things. And that way, at least you can then click on it to save or notify or alert me when. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. Hey, good morning, Heather. Yeah, I saw that. Michigan will lose his license because he uses herbal remedies. Oh well. Yep. Joanna, I hope that all picks up. Darkness is constantly trying to suppress the light. Let's let some light in. It's cold, but maybe the hoodie was just too dark. Ooh, it was warm though. So I don't know. Oh yeah, I need to share that. Yeah, those elderflower donuts looked amazing, Tina. Oh man, it's amazing the difference it makes between hoodie and no hoodie, or scarfy, or whatever this is called, hooded scarf. Whew. But yeah, been reliable for me till today, but government is twisting them now. We're in strange times, people. I don't know. And I was reading this article this morning on Space Weather News, and so we went from okay, so there's on the sun there's a solar cycle of sunspots. Sunspots, very brief introduction to sunspots. Those are basically holes in the sun, on the surface of the sun, that allow huge amounts of interior energy from the sun escape where normally they can't. And so the sun goes through a cycle of 11 years of really active sunspots, and then 11 years of no sunspots, and then 11 years, so it's a cyclical sort of thing. And we've been measuring this for centuries. During no sunspots, the overall energy output of the sun is somewhat suppressed. And so, the solar wind and all that stuff is fairly quiet. When the sunspots start to become active, that's when we get all these solar flares and ejections from the sun, and they're pretty if you have the equipment to watch them, but they send a lot of charged particles. If as the sun's rotating and it releases a solar flare while it's directed at Earth, all that energy then hits the Earth. And it can have a problem because when you have like electromagnetic radiation going through conductors, copper, I mentioned that before, that's how a generator works. And so, long story short, big solar flares, if they hit Earth, have the potential for suddenly turning all the conductors, all the power lines and power cords to your toaster and all that, induce an electrical current through it, way more than it's designed to handle and so forth. And so bad things can happen. Long story short. So it's always good to prepare for bad things to happen. Hey, good morning, Constance. I would say look into... Whoops. I'm just freezing this morning. Look into it. See if you think it's a threat or not. Yep, those dang space particles. Let's see, what's for breakfast? Den is over here, promised me breakfast tacos before work, and the school drop-off line has never felt more like a prison. Ugh. You have my sympathy. You have my sympathy. Yeah, the drop-off lines, I understand the purpose, but damn, they suck. Yeah. So, yeah, it was announced yesterday that it's been confirmed that we've switched from the minimum, we're entering the maximum again. So it's 11 years, so it's going to take a little while to build, but already the sun has started activating. I think there's like 3 sunspots on the sun. Depending on which astrophysics laboratory you follow, they're saying somewhere between 116 and 260 sunspots will appear during this cycle. It's kind of like predicting hurricanes. They kind of have a rough idea of how many they think it will be. But, yeah. Yeah, there was even one in the early 2000s, the solar flare. The small one hit kind of the eastern Canada region and knocked out the power in the power lines on Quebec and down into New York, things like that. If you really want to read about it, look up the Carrington event. The Carrington event. Hey, Kelly. Good morning. Okay. It is time for the group take. Yay! Group take. Yay! I like the group take. Okay, so Medicine Man Plant Company, my company. Bringing herbal medicine, herbal plants to treat modern issues. You know the rules. So we got the liver pill with the burdock and the milk thistle. Going to maintain proper functioning of the liver. So remember, the liver is what keeps you clean. Yeah, the Niagara Power Grid, that's the one. I gotta tell you, when the pills get cold and I get cold, like I said, I have a hard time swallowing. A brain pill, memory, focus, mental clarity, attention. It's like the third best part of my morning right there. Kermit the Frog. That's who my wife compares me to Muppet-wise. She says I'm Kermit. As I am trying to keep everything together when it's all in raging chaos. The immune pill, support, maintain, prepare, fight. Like we said, you've seen the numbers on things. Cases are climbing. It's good to make sure your immune system is ready. Yeah, a lot of people constantly have said Facebook didn't alert them, so I don't know what's going on. I suspect that Facebook is trying to get money because usually they want me to pay to alert people, and I don't, because I figure you all know at this point every morning, by 7:30 I've started. Okay, last one, the libido pill. Woo! Virility, duration, stamina, power. We're just gonna set this one aside because, well, anyway. All right. Okay, I'm cold. I'm gonna put the hoodie back on. Somewhere in here. Okay. Okay. Let's see. One of my science teachers told me that space radiation drives evolution on Earth by beauty. Oh yeah, that's a big part of it. The ultraviolet light and so forth. It speeds up the mutation process. I mean, the whole mixing and mashing of genetic code through sexual reproduction. But remember, the earliest things, it was just like, asexual reproduction. But yeah, the science teacher, he or she was absolutely right. That's smart. Stop that. Why are you... Sorry, for some reason Adobe Flash wants to reload. Several friends have non-computerized pickup for such circumstances. So the other thing, there's a thing called a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage, which basically blocks electromagnetic radiation. And all it is, it's just basically any sort of complete metal box that's, airtight level of sealing, like the lid and so forth. And I actually have, back in my old oil field days, every so often I'd get these metal, they were like 7-gallon cans with the metal lid and the spring-loaded closure and all that. And so I got one of those that's just sitting there with, radios and an old computer in there as a, if anything ever were to happen, we have, after how many years of notebook computers, we got a bunch of notebook computers. The batteries don't work, but the hard drive still does, and the power cord does. So, yeah. I figure, like I said, it's, it's tucked away in the closet. We got a shortwave radio in there, stuff like that. Joanne, you need everyone needs a Jedi hood. Everyone needs a Jedi hood. I think the world would be a better place if we all were, carrying lightsabers. Hey, good morning, Kimberlyn. Oh, Alan. Carrington. Okay, let me do this. Destructive solar flare Carrington event. I think that's how it is. Okay. So yeah, go to like Wikipedia, look up Carrington event. Yeah, it looks like no one got notification this morning. I don't know what's going on. So one of the things the scientists are worried about as we all get more digitally connected, the effects of a bad solar flare, well, it would be worse than before. There will always be bad guys, Joanna, no matter what we do. And so I firmly believe we should be allowed to defend ourselves, and especially my daughters and my wife. No link showing, but thanks. That's weird. Okay. Now Alan has me confused. I might have the spelling wrong. Ah, okay, here we go. Active solar flare. Trying this again here. So here's the Wikipedia article on it, the Carrington event. So this happened, back in the 1800s. A huge solar flare hit the Earth. It was soon after the installation of the telegraph, and all across North America, the induced current from the solar flare melted the telegraph lines. So the fear of if something, a solar flare, it was a humongous solar flare, absolutely humongous. The concern, if one hit like that size now, it would be bad. There we go. Better with melee, so yeah, pick up a lightsaber. Horse and buggy. This is where it's good to know where the historical reenactment museums are around your area. So, where they have all the old tools and equipment and so forth. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. Whew. Hey, good morning, David. Yep, it would definitely send us back to the Dark Ages. It would, they talk about like an asteroid hitting could be an extinction level event. A humongous solar flare like what hit in the 70 something. It wouldn't wipe everyone out, but it would make life really difficult. Anyway. The more you know about the universe, the little more scary it becomes. That's why it's good to have a tribe. All right, people, it is 8 o'clock. Many battles await me. Thank you for being here and hanging out with me this morning. I needed you guys. So have a great day. See you tonight, Merriweather's World. Dandelions, yay or nay? There are a lot of plants around that people mistake for dandelions. So tonight we're going to cover some of the most commonly mistaken mimics of dandelions. In this case, they're all edible, so you're not going to accidentally poison yourself. But they aren't as nutritious or necessarily as tasty, or definitely not as medicinal as dandelions. So tonight, dandelions, yay or nay? How to identify dandelions and all its mimics. So check it out tonight, 8 p.m. here on Merriweather's World. But for now, I got a little bit more coffee, and then the battle will start. Oh, hello, Chirpy. All right. Take care, everyone. See you in 12 hours.